shake, mallet, roll. Did that remind you of a song from the 70s? These are among some of the basic techniques used when ringing handbells. Sometimes it can seem familiar, and sometimes it's a musical language of its own. Hi, my name is Cora Delancy. I'm 4-H, age 11 years old, and a member of the Happy Helpers 4-H Club in Johnson County. Today I'm going to demonstrate proper handbell ringing techniques. We'll cover all the basics today so that all the symbols in the music are meaningful instructions instead of just reminding you of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. This is a handbell. Handbells are pitched percussion instruments. Each bell has only one pitch. The bigger the bell, the lower the pitch. The smaller the bell, the higher the pitch. Handbells can be played as a solo instrument or with groups of people as handbell choirs. Handbells fall under the Performing Arts Project in 4-H. Before lockdown, I was in 2 different choirs at my church. In one I was a ringer, and in the other I was a junior leader helping to answer questions, perform good technique, and set a good example. The first thing you need to know about a handbell is the basic ringing stroke. You want your hand to go around the whole handle and not just through, because you're less likely to hurt yourself if the bell tips. And you want to be careful not to spill your ice cream. Pretend that your casting is an ice cream cone and you have scoops of ice cream on top. When you ring, you want to ring so that it stays upright. You don't want to spill your ice cream, because it's really bad for your wrist, and all the sound that comes out of the casting goes to the foam and the ceiling instead of to the audience. You want to go in a sideways football shape, and when you come back, you want to damp. Damping is bringing the casting back to your shoulder so that it damps out the sound. You can use this basic ringing technique to play a melody. The symbol for this technique is R. It is assumed that you are damping each time the notes change, unless there is an LV symbol, which means les à vibrer, or let vibrate. And then you don't damp until the next R in the music, or this bullseye symbol that tells you to end the LV. It is hard to demonstrate an LV with only one person playing, but it is basically a buildup of sound like this. Like the sustain pedal on the piano where all the notes blend together. Another common technique you need to know to play handbells is a martellato or mart. The symbol for this is a downward pointing triangle. You want your bell to be 2 tacos high, or fingertip distance. From there, it is just a punch into the foam. It doesn't have to be a really heavy punch, but you do want to punch hard enough that it does make a sound. You want to make sure that it does not come from too high up or at an angle, because that can hurt the bell. A variation on this technique is a martellato lift or mart lift. The symbol for this is a downward pointing triangle with an upward arrow after it. It is the same technique as a mart, but you want to lift it off from the foam immediately to sustain the sound. Often a piece of music will combine the mart and mart lift techniques. There are a variety of mellowing techniques commonly found in handbell music. The most common one is a plus sign with a dot underneath. Mallets come in different sizes and densities. It is important to have the right size and density for the bells that you have. Too hard of a mallet on bigger bells can hurt the bell, and too soft of mallets on smaller bells can make no sound at all. You want to strike the casting approximately where the clapper would hit if you were ringing. And then you just want to draw the sound out, not hammer it in. And you want to use 2 mallets whenever you can because it allows you to play faster pieces. A common variation on the malleting technique is a suspended mallet. The symbol for this is the plus sign for the mallet without the dot. You want to hold the bell up, that's the suspended part, and strike the bell from the side. Another variation on the mallet technique is the mallet roll. The symbol for this is the symbol for the mallet with slanted lines. You want to strike the center of the casting with each mallet, alternating the mallets, and to create a drum roll effect. It is most often written for the larger bells. The way to create that same repetition for the higher bells is to use the shake technique. There's 2 ways this technique shows up in handbell music. The letters SK or this wavy line. You want to hold the bell up and shake it so that the clapper strikes the front and back of the bell. And you want to shake it so that you get a drum roll sound, but with a higher pitch. You know all the techniques related to ringing, martellato, and mallets. You are ready to try out this musical instrument. Next time you have the opportunity, you can approach it confidently because all the symbols have meanings and you know what to do to make the music come alive. Thank you!